I am delighted that the Republic TV is doing a program which is titled appropriately Limitless India, which includes Inclusive India. India has been limitless in thought because it never circumscribed its thoughts that this is the only way to go. Our Vedas said, Ano Budraha Kritavo Yantu Vishwataha. Let noble thought come to us from all sides. No civilization with a limited idea, limited thoughts would proclaim this way. The same way the Vedas said, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. That is, truth is one, but people of wisdom call it differently, which means difference in words, difference in approach, difference in path do not constitute divisions. And that is how the Indian thought has been limitless, which got manifested in the idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which did not limit the perception of India, the perspectives of India, to merely human beings. It extended it to the entire creation, the animals, the birds, the nature. So we have 2.4% of land area in India with 18% human population, 30% bovine population, 42% cattle population, 8% bioresources. This is an unbelievable and unlimited kind of inclusivity. The Indian civilization represents the greatest diversity in the world. If you put India on the one side and the rest of the world on the other, you will see more diversity in India than the rest of the world put together. So, I don't think any other overarching theme would have fitted the basic, intrinsic, ancient to modern character of India than what Republic TV has done, the idea of limitless India. And coming to the contemporary and recent history, this idea of unlimited India has been limited by our own pettiness, petty leaders, petty politicians, and vote bank approach, next election approach, and it has been in a way distorted and perverted. For example, if you take the pre-independence period, Mahatma Gandhi was asked the question whether India was ever a country, because the British were saying that we made India into a country by railways, electricity, and roadways and post offices. Mahatma Gandhi said no. They could do all this because India was already a one nation. And he said we were one nation not because of anything except that millions of people went from one Tirtha Kshetra to the other. And we established 4 places of worship. Millions of people without regard for caste, creed, moved from one place to the other. They were looked after. Nobody was considered a stranger. Language was not considered a limitation. And he said this constituted the oneness of India. And Mahatma Gandhi went to the extent of saying that everybody wanted a Ganga water in their house. And he said, in this sense, we are one in the sense in which no two Englishmen are. And Swami Vivekananda said that we are one nation because we have one culture, one value systems, one approach, and one idea that extended and enveloped the whole creation, not just the universe or the world. And his idea of Hindu nationalism was accepted by Pandit Nehru in 1935 in the Glimpses of World History, because I quote it very often, I remember even the page. It is at page 802, where he says Swami Vivekananda's concept of Hindu nationalism is not against anybody, and he propagated it aggressively and vigorously. This is 1935. Rajani Palme Dutt, the communist who established the English Communist Party, he wrote a book titled India Today, in which he answered the British charge that it is our educated people who got the idea of freedom and began demanding freedom. Even the freedom movement was generated by the British education system. To which Rajni Palme Dutt answered that even if he had not known English, the isolated and distant Veda Padashalas all over India would have definitely given us the idea of freedom from Vedas and Upanishads. This was a communist. And Aurobindo said Hindu nationalism and Sanatana Dharma are one. So this was the idea that drove the freedom movement. Vande Mataram, Ramarajya, these were all the inspiring ideas that drove the freedom movement, and that represented the inclusive idea. It all changed when Jinnah passed the resolution for partition of India in 1940 at Lahore in the month of March. Everything changed. Afterwards, everybody gave up this inclusive thought and began thinking in terms of Hindu, Muslim, and in all kinds of divisions. Once you began dividing this inclusive India, the division became unlimited. Now you have divisions of caste, you have divisions of languages, you have divisions of region, you have divisions of gender. So the idea of unlimited India has been turned into an idea of divided India. This has become the greatest national challenge. This had become the greatest national challenge, which was squarely made by the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, which turned the whole thing, turned the country into made us feel we are one civilization. We have one history, one past, and in which there is nothing called a religion. As Radhakrishnan, the greatest statesman, philosopher of India, said that the word Hindu represented the geographical identity and not a religious identity. It was turned into a religious identity because of politics. And the Supreme Court reversed the whole thing in 1995 and said the word Hindu does not mean only religion, it means the ethos, it means the way of life, it means the culture of India. This is the position under the Constitution, which politics doesn't accept even today, because it is not considered to be comfortable for politics to accept this view. This has to be fought. The media in India failed to fight this divisiveness and promoted it, divisiveness as inclusiveness. Diversity and divisiveness are different. For example, what is happening in Kumbh Mela today? Over 55 crore people have gone there. Nobody asked anybody's caste, anybody's region, anybody's religion. This is India. And you want to divide these people into this caste and that caste and say that diversity is inclusiveness. This is perversion. This has to be fought in a big way. And I am very happy that Republic TV of all TV has taken this head on. I must congratulate Arnab for having taken this approach, which was not an easy approach to take in India, in which the polity is divided by hate and promoted. Hate is being promoted in the name of tolerance. Karl Popper said in 1945 in his book on open society that intolerance will grow to such an extent as to destroy tolerance itself. That's what is happening in India. The most tolerant society is being destroyed by intolerance, and the intolerance is being called tolerance. This is called paradox of tolerance by Karl Popper. And we are faced with such perverted thoughts which have acquired a good name in modern dictionary, and this has to be fought very heavily and very systematically and very forcefully. And I am happy that the very idea of limitless India is we are limitless in our thought, in our reach, in our inclusiveness, and we include not only humans, we include animals, we include nature, we include everything. And this is represented by the thought in the Isavasya Upanishad that Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti, stating that finally coming to the view that Isavasyamidam Sarvam, that the entire creation is down to the tiniest atom is divine. And Mahatma Gandhi said, if this one verse is available with the Hindus, and if all other literature is destroyed, even then the Hinduism will be able to take this message to the world. That is the extent of our inclusiveness. I am happy that they are also planning. Republic TV is also planning another program bringing together 30 great achievers and say they represent the inclusive India in different fields. And I am happy that such a great initiative is being undertaken. All my best wishes and blessings to the Republic TV and Arnab.